Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho Weather Hazard Briefing for Tuesday, June 28th. Welcome to the warmest day of the year, so we're seeing some hot and dry weather continuing today with temperatures in the 80s to upper 90s, with some possible strong thunderstorms this afternoon across portions of northeast Idaho, and we'll be breaking that down for you this morning. Key points we're going to focus on today: do have a high-pressure ridge departing to our east. What that means for us, it's going to be the hottest day of the week and so far this year, with highs in the upper 80s to upper 90s. So we'll have some very warm weather and dry conditions out there, so be sure to take some warm weather and fire safety precautions this afternoon. And we'll see those breezy winds today and tomorrow, with a cold front working through this evening into tomorrow morning. Afternoon dry thunderstorms and virga will develop for this afternoon. We're going to have a marginal risk from the Storm Prediction Center for some possible severe thunderstorms in northeast Idaho, with about a 5% probability for some damaging wind gusts above 58 miles an hour. Wind gusts outside of that convection generally going to be between 25 to 45 miles an hour. Could see some locally breezier spots out towards the INL complex, Arco Desert area, but outside of that, just winds remaining elevated through tomorrow as storms shift further east. We'll see a slight break for Thursday with some cooler temperatures on Wednesday. So we'll have the cooler temperatures on Wednesday, a break on Thursday, and a warming trend as we head towards the holiday weekend with continued dry precipitation chances, mainly afternoon convection. Not looking at a whole lot of precipitation, but just carrying the dry thunderstorm and virga threat for this weekend as we see that continued dry weather in pattern. Satellite view this morning, not looking at a whole lot, just seeing some mid to upper level clouds filtering in across central Idaho. We're expecting that to expand towards this afternoon associated with that afternoon convection, but not looking like that. Should be plenty of sunshine across much of Idaho today. Weather risk outlook mainly focused on those afternoon thunderstorms across the Snake Plain, southern and eastern highlands, and Lemhi County, furthest northeast in the Montana border. So remain looking at those areas for some afternoon thunderstorms today. Elsewhere, it looks like it's going to stay fairly just hot and dry with some breezy winds, so that potential looks like it's going to be shifting further north and east with those thunderstorms today. For Wednesday, we're continuing that breezy wind threat, if not just slightly stronger across the Snake Plain, but we will be seeing those afternoon thunderstorms contained mainly along the Idaho-Utah and Idaho-Wyoming borders for tomorrow afternoon. For Thursday, that's going to be our break day, so we will be seeing a quiet weather day for Thursday. Slightly breezy afternoon winds, but temperatures do cool down for Wednesday, and we'll start to see those start to warm back up Thursday and beyond. Chances for some afternoon thunderstorms do return into the forecast for your Friday and Saturday, mainly across our northern and eastern locations, but starting to work into the southeast highlands as well. Storm Prediction Center Day 1 outlook. So we're looking at, general thunderstorms for much of eastern Idaho, central and western Idaho, not looking as much, but portions of northeast Idaho are in a marginal risk for some severe weather today, with about a 5% chance for some damaging wind gusts in the eastern highlands and the upper Snake Plain. High temperatures today are going to be in the 80s to upper 90s. Could see a few spots flirting with near 100 degrees. Saw 104 degrees yesterday in Boise. Won't be seeing it that warm over here, but certainly could be approaching that just by a few degrees here in Pocatello and further west into the Magic Valley. Heat risk for today is going to be elevated across much of the Snake Plain, Magic Valley, and southern lower elevations. So something to keep in mind after this noon. It's going to be very sunny, very warm conditions this afternoon. So it's going to be exasperating any heat risk towards this afternoon hours. Wind gusts this afternoon, mainly going to be the strongest gusts are going to be in the central mountains and the upper Snake Plain, Arco Desert area, where those strongest winds will be between 25 to 45 miles an hour. Some locally higher gusts along some of the ridgelines further north. Speaking of that fire danger, so we do have the fire danger as far as the minimum relative humidities are going to be well below 15% across much of the Snake Plain. So coupled with some wind gusts, any fire starts that do occur, we did see a few starts yesterday that are thankfully contained, but anything as far as could easily spread today and throughout the remainder of the week with some breezy winds, very dry conditions, and warmer weather on the horizon. And just kind of taking a look at the fire risk for today, the most significant is going to be out in the upper Snake Plain, so kind of Arco Desert through up towards Mud Lake and through the central mountains as well, just with those breezy conditions. High temperatures for Wednesday, so noticeably cooler. We're cooling off by about 8 to 12 degrees for much of eastern Idaho, back into the 70s to mid-80s for your Wednesday. Winds again staying fairly strong, mainly going to be in the same locations for the windy areas in the central mountains and across the Snake Plain, anywhere between 30 to 45 miles an hour, slightly breezier out towards INL, but should see those wind gusts slightly less further south and east. And fire risk again on Wednesday, so with those dry conditions, even though the temperatures did cool off a little bit, very dry air mass in place, so we'll be seeing those elevated to significant fire weather risk for Wednesday. High temperatures on Thursday, so we're starting to kick off that slight cooling trend that we saw on Wednesday, and we're back into the 70s to near 90 degrees for your Thursday afternoon. Wind gusts on Thursday not looking as breezy as we're going to see for today or tomorrow. Generally just an afternoon day in Idaho, wind gusts up to around 20-25 miles an hour. Temperatures for Friday, we're keeping with that warming trend back into the 70s to low 90s. So it's overall a pretty pleasant day for Friday as we climb back into the above normal temperatures for this time of year. Wind gusts on Friday looking slightly breezier than what we saw on Thursday, back into the 20s to low 30s for wind gusts. But outside of that, just a typical breezy day across the Snake River Plain. High temperatures on Saturday, so it's not returning to exactly what we're going to see today for temperatures, but still very warm across much of southern Idaho. We're back into the 80s to mid 90s, pushing upper 90s as you just get further west into the Magic Valley. And keeping with that breezy wind trend, we will see those wind gusts again up to about 30 miles an hour Saturday afternoon. And in Sudbury this morning, due to the high-pressure ridge departing to our east, what that means for us is going to be the warmest day of the year so far, with highs in the 80s to upper 90s. Could see a few places flirt with that 100-degree mark today, like they saw in Boise yesterday with 104, so stay tuned to see on that, but highs right now should just stay in the upper 90s. So be sure to take some warm weather and fire safety precautions today, especially headed outdoors, with some breezy winds today and tomorrow with a cold front passing through. Afternoon dry thunderstorms and virga are expected today as those storms shift further east for tomorrow. We do have a marginal risk for some severe weather in northeast Idaho for this afternoon, with the main threat, again, not around much anything of hail. Can't rule out some small hail possibilities, but main concern is going to be the damaging wind gusts that are going to be possible with some of those storms as they're collapsing. Wind gusts outside of that convection generally going to stay pretty breezy over the next couple of days, between 25 to 45 miles an hour. And as those storms shift further east, we should be seeing an overall pleasant day for Thursday. Just some slightly breezy afternoon winds, but we will see temperatures cooler on Wednesday and start to trend warmer into the above normal category for Thursday and beyond. And that wraps up your weather briefing for today, Tuesday, June 28th. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have an awesome day.